We just got married and we're pregnant. I just remembered we're pregnant. How's everyone doing? So it is Saturday. So tomorrow is Sunday. Okay. So yeah, we have to play through Sunday and then we will switch families. I do think everyone's just, hanging out after the wedding. I think that we want to really, really make sure that Darren is set up for his promotion. Because we will jump back into this family and we will want to try and get him to complete his lifetime aspiration. Is his lifetime goal or lifetime aspiration? Lifetime want. His lifetime want. Is Daphne available to talk? I guess so. I don't know who you are, but I guess it's 8 p.m. It's not that late yet. Let's see if we can get some food for Brandy. She worked very hard to make all that food for the wedding, but it looks like she didn't even get the chance to eat it. You need to come in and use the toilet. Why don't you come upstairs and use your parents' bathtub? And you can come upstairs and take a shower. Oh, you're taking a shower downstairs. That's fine. Actually, no. She's about to use the toilet down there. Take a shower, use the toilet, and then you could probably get some cake or something. I think there's like a ton of desserts that we didn't even end up using. So why don't you go grab some of that? And let's see, what else do we have going on here? There's some chips. Okay. Oh, she's about to have a bladder crisis. It's okay, we made it. We made it to the bathroom. Actually, Brandy, don't put... Oh, never mind. She actually needs something to eat herself. Take a shower. Maybe you can do a little bit of tidying. Because there's a lot of dishes everywhere. We did just have a wedding, so it's fine. Makes sense, but we do want to clean it up a bit. She wants to eat cake. Interesting. And learn anger management. Right. What do you need? I think we want to work a little bit on charisma for him. Yeah, come practice speech. Oh, did he just... That's your wife. You don't have to, like, worry. He freaked out that his wife was in the shower. Why don't you get yourself, like, a proper meal? I don't think she would necessarily just, like, go for cake. But you could... Oh, what are you doing? No. You can use that toilet if you want. And then come get some cake as well. May as well. It was a special day. We want to make sure everyone gets a little bit of something special. And then can you put that away and then go to bed? Beau has gained a charisma skill point. Nice. Good job. He's a popularity fan. I don't know if I get popularity vibes from him, but anyways. What are you off to do? That's not your bed. You can come sleep in your bed up here. There you go. You can probably take a bath and then head to bed. He's almost maxed the body skill. So we should be able to complete that tomorrow for him. And then you can put that away. And I guess he wants to get fit. Okay. Let's have her wear a thinking cap and work a little bit on her body skill. I'll lock that for her. Whenever you're done, you need to come take care of all that stuff. And then you can head to bed. Oh, he's not tired. Never mind. Don't head to bed. You're like wide awake. I guess you could clean that up. And then she always jumps on the bed for fun, but maybe we can do something else that's fun. Like... Watch some kind of a movie. Watch a fairies movie. That will be nice. You're trying to construct a wrap with turkey leftovers. You ate Thanksgiving dinner at 1 and it's 8, so you're finally hungry again. Oh, that sounds so nice. A turkey wrap. I do that. Usually I just like keep the mashed potatoes, stuffing, and gravy. Those are all my favorite parts of the Thanksgiving meal. I don't even bother with the turkey. I get all the other good stuff. Jenna's gained a body skill point. Nice. Good job. I don't know how long it will take her before she's, like, fit. Because I know that there's a certain point. But I don't think it, like, I think that we can just let her go as long as she's able to. Because she won't be able to work out when she's pregnant. Peanut, hello. We love some Emergency Sims 2 gameplay. How are you doing today? Let me give you a shout out. I know it is Thanksgiving in the US. So Omega is spending time with family. So she has the night off. So I will give the shout out. There we go. How are you doing today? Welcome, welcome. I hope you're having a wonderful week and a wonderful holiday if you get time off for it and if you celebrate. It's so nice to have you here. We still have the last tomatoes from the garden, so you're going turkey, cheese, lettuce, and tomato route. Oh, that sounds really good, actually. That sounds way better. I literally just like stick potatoes and stuffing into a bowl with gravy and put it in the microwave, and that's usually like my post-Thanksgiving meal. Our Thanksgiving is much earlier, so we have ours in October. And it's on a Monday, so I got confused. I didn't realize that you celebrate on the Thursday in the US. But I did know that you get like a very, very long weekend, so. Thanksgiving was long and now it's behind. Your day began with catch a lizard and sending back to be with his lizard family. That sounds so cute. There was a parade. You watched a parade with coffee and then spent 6 hours on your feet in the kitchen. Your dogs are barking so much. Work to be done for 20 minutes of eating. At least the food was good. Well, I'm glad you had good food. I can't believe you had a parade. Is that normal? I know that in the US, like Thanksgiving is a really big deal. In Canada, it really like isn't. Like we have a day off and people usually do get together and eat with their families. But there's definitely no parades over here. Our Thanksgiving is your Indigenous Peoples Day, formerly known as Columbus Day. It happens every year. Wow, that's really, really interesting. I didn't know that. And I think I remember that. I think I remember Omega telling me that. And I remember seeing on Twitter about how it used to be Columbus Day. I don't even really know what was Columbus Day. Was that a big deal in the US? Because I hadn't even really heard of that one until somebody told me about it. Like, I just, I assume that for, you know, educating about colonial reasons, that's why you no longer have it. But I didn't actually even know it was a thing. You have a Christmas parade too. Yeah, I think like some places do Christmas parades here. Like, we don't have one in the city, but like the outskirts, like all the towns around the city, they do little tiny Christmas parades. So Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade is huge. A bunch of your dance friends have been at it in past years. Macy's Day parade. Isn't Macy a store in the US? Isn't that like the Bay would be here, I think. It's like a box store. Is that what it's called? Not a big deal, but a day off school and work, etc. Okay. So kind of like Thanksgiving for us. Although you do usually eat turkey, but it's not like, I wouldn't say, oh, she's not feeling good. She's like, am I pregnant? Poor girl. She just worked out so hard and she's pregnant. Department store. That's what it is. Used to celebrate, uh-oh. What's going on down here? Yeah, she's taking that off. That's good. You can probably also get yourself taken care of and then get yourself something to eat. I'm gonna have her come upstairs and use the bathroom. Oh, she's about to vomit. She goes into the parents' room to vomit. I think I made her work out a little too hard, given that she's pregnant. Whoopsies, my bad. The parade is in New York City, and it's a department store parade. Yeah, that's in that movie, Miracle on 34th Street. I remember watching that movie as a kid. That's how I learned that your money in the US is all the same color, was from that movie. Because in Canada, all our bills are different colors, and in America, they're all green. So I never knew how you could tell your money apart. Because you know here, like the blue one is 5, purple one's 10, green one is 20, the pink one is 50, the brown one is 100. Like, your bills are much prettier. Yeah, American money is like, it all looks the same. So I could totally see myself like accidentally putting out a 50 instead of a 5. It's in Times Square. Lots of like pop stars and stuff. Oh, you have pop stars dancing? That's really cool. So it's really, really big, your parade. I don't think that we have a big parade for Christmas here. There's like little towns that put on parades, and the mayor will be in the parade or something, but that's it. Used to celebrate the lie that Columbus discovered America, and it's a flat out lie. It is, yes. It is very much a lie. It was, first of all, there were all right people here, and also he didn't even realize where he had arrived. He was lost. He didn't discover anything. He just got lost. Our bills are much prettier. Plus I like toonies and loonies. Yeah, that's how you spell toonie and loony. Yeah, those are fun. Toonies and loonies are fun. American, I don't know, do you have a coin that's $1? Do you have a coin that's above 25 cents in the US? Oh yeah, dollar coins. No, dollar coins are convenient, jealous. Yeah, we used to have paper $1 and $2 bills, but they got rid of those a long time ago. I have a $2 bill somewhere. I think I saved it. My dad had one, and I asked him to give it to me because I had never seen one before, because like I probably wasn't born when they phased those out. Let me just switch our playlist. So those bills did used to exist, but they are like before my time. Silver dollar, but they're rare. Okay. Yeah, you can still use like old $1 and $2 bills if you have them. I don't know if anyone still has them, but you can use them. One thing that got phased out, you know, since I have memory, since I've been like an older person that knows what's going on, is the penny. We don't have pennies anymore. You can still find pennies, and I'm sure I still have pennies somewhere. And there's like 5 years where you could return pennies and like get money for them. But because the penny is so expensive to produce because of the copper is worth more than like a penny, they decided to stop having pennies. So when you pay in cash, they actually round up or down to the nearest 5 cents. Your $50 and dollar coins are very rare. Oh, you have a $50 coin as well. That's kind of cool. Okay. Let's have you go to sleep, by the way. Oh, he can't sleep. I guess he's not tired enough. But you definitely need to sleep. So I think you've eaten enough. Just let's try to get her into bed so she can get some rest. And then for you, what else can we work on? We could work on your body skill a little bit more. Oh, she's off to vomit. And of course she goes upstairs. She off to vomit in. Oh, everyone's awake. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize everyone was up. Okay, if you could come repair this shower. Hopefully she's off to bed. Yeah, nice. Brandy, why don't you come clean the toilet and then use it and then take a bath. Oh, he's off to work. Can we take a quick nap. Let's turn this off and nap. Because he can't sleep, but I want him to get a little bit more rest before he has to work. And does she work? No. Okay, good. Good. She's way too tired to work, so. But the kids' homework is done, so they can just, like, hang out and do whatever they want. Dexter loves playing his violin, which is great because he's building his creativity skill. And everyone else can just hang out. I'm just going to keep an eye on you because I want you to max your fitness today. Pennies. I knew you were going to say that. Everyone just tried to use your pennies here to use them up. Really? That's so funny. That is true, though. I remember thinking that was so odd that you could, like, use American quarters and pennies here and vice versa, and they just, like, don't bother to convert. You had Mariah Carey singing with Santa today. What? You had Mariah Carey in a... Thanksgiving really is a big deal down there. I didn't realize. Like, I knew it, but that to me is, like, a really big deal. I really didn't kind of... I don't think, like, I really understand. You remember trying to use pennies in Toronto for exact change, like, years back, and the cashier looked at you like you would do heads. That's how you learned. Yeah. That was, like, that was a weird one, I remember. I think by the time I started serving, there were no more pennies anymore. I'm trying to remember if people were confused. We didn't really get a lot, like we don't get a lot of Americans in Ottawa, but when I worked in Toronto, we got a ton of Americans. But I lived in Toronto later, so. Darren just maxed his fitness. Good job. Is there anything else we should work on for him? Let's just work a little bit more on his cleaning skill to be safe. And because he maxed that skill, he does have the platinum aspiration. So I'll have him put on his thinking cap and then come study cleaning. There we go. Did I already get rid of that bed? I don't remember selling that bed. What's Brandy doing? Okay, she's off to play darts. That's fine. You can do whatever you want. What do you want to max? Oh, she wants to max the body skill as well. I will lock that for her. Buy unnamed wantable object. Uh-oh, that's not good. This looks like it's a glitch to me. Okay, well, hopefully we don't have any more, like, major issues. She's always jumping on her bed and then she just gets, like, tired. Like, she needs to go to bed again now. I guess you can go back to sleep. I need to get her other activities for her room. She doesn't seem to like to read. Maybe we can buy her a dollhouse or something. Let me see. What can we get her? Oh, why don't we have any... Oh, right. Because we had to pay that fine. I forgot. Okay, well, when Beau comes home from work, maybe you can buy her a dollhouse for her room or something like that. She looked like a Cosmo drink. That's so funny. Yeah. No, Canadian money has actually gone through a lot of changes in my lifetime too because, like, I don't know, it's now plastic. Oh, she's off to vomit again. And it didn't used to be. We used to have paper money like you do in the US, like when I was very young. But now it's plastic, so you can, like, it can go through the washing machine. You can't really rip it that easily. And the money is just, like, a lot more durable now. You sent me a photo on Discord. She really does. Thank you so much. Did you see that parade live or did you watch it on TV? Like, was Mariah Carey in your town, like, in front of your face? Because that's really cool. Is Dexter available to talk to her? I don't know why an adult is calling my child, but... the feel of it has definitely changed. Yeah, it's so durable. It is. One of my friends, though, he's like, if you get in the right spot, you can rip money. And I couldn't believe that he could. So he, like, ripped it for me. But did you, like, intentionally destroying money is illegal? And I was like, don't do that in front of me. I just witnessed a crime. Anyways, he didn't realize it was illegal. I didn't turn him in. I didn't know. I'm sure, like, it's not a huge, hopefully it's not a big deal. But yeah, he did rip money in front of me, and I was like, no. Because I didn't believe him that he could rip it. I'm like, you can't rip this money. It's impossible to rip. And then he did it, and then I was like, that's a crime! You just made me an accomplice. It's a felony there too. Yeah. So if it does get ripped, like you can tape it and use it. I've used a tape bill before, but I've always like ripped money by accident. When I was a server, I used to use like bills as bookmarks in my book. And I remember one time having like I got like a paper bill, and I thought it was so cool because you didn't really see the paper bills anymore. So I wanted to use it as a bookmark, and it got ripped. So I taped it, and I was still able to use it, but yeah. It is, you're not supposed to do it intentionally, for sure. Oh my gosh. I'm remembering how stressed I was when he did that right in front of me. I'm like, that's a crime. You're gonna go to jail. But yeah, the US is interesting because your money, I don't think it's changed. I feel like Canadian money has changed so much, and even the people that is on our money. And now that now that we have a king instead of a queen, there's this like, because I work in government, there's all of this stuff that needs to change. So there's a lot of documents that reference the queen, and now we have to change them to reference the king, policies that reference the queen, and they have to be changed to reference the king. And our money, there's a big question mark about what we do with our money, because like any new money is going to probably have to have the king on it. So, but I feel like American money is like much more reliable. It doesn't change. It seems to always look the same. So, but like the $10 bill too, like we've had a few different people on the $10 bill in my lifetime. So, okay, well, I think everyone's just kind of chilling. She needs to, I wonder if she's having twins, because she really is like, I feel like she's struggling quite a bit. Can we just like have like a salad or something in here? I might need to give them a bathroom. I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do. If it's twins, we're gonna have a hard time like fitting them in, but we're just gonna have to do what we have to do, I guess, to fit everyone in this house. Do you watch The Crown? You just finished season 5. I have not. I've tried to watch, like I think I watched the first episode a long time ago, and I couldn't get into it, but I know that I need to give it time, because I've heard like so many people love it and say it's such a good show. And you know, I'm not super picky about TV. So long as it's not like a sitcom, I can usually enjoy it. So I do need to watch it. I haven't watched it yet. Nothing has changed in the last 400 years. Your money has stayed the same. Your mother loves The Crown. You don't know what it's about. It's about Queen Elizabeth II, from when she was young. Not into sitcoms. No, Peanut. See, I'm a little bit of like a freak in that I do not enjoy comedies. I don't like when it comes to movies, I don't like watching comedies. I don't really like watching sitcoms. And I don't like stand-up comedy either. I find, it's not that I hate it or anything. I just don't find it very engaging. I like Big Bang Theory. That's about it. See, there was a time when I enjoyed shows like The Big Bang. Something happened, and at one point, I just stopped enjoying that kind of TV. I think I just felt like it's very repetitive, and a lot of sitcoms like seem to recycle the same jokes, and I don't know, everything felt a little bit flat. And sometimes too, I feel like comedy really relies on making fun of people and like to be funny. And I don't know, I just like, I wasn't into it. I do really like Brooklyn Nine-Nine though. I don't think I've watched all the seasons. Like I think there's a lot of seasons now. And I don't think I've seen them all, but Brooklyn Nine-Nine is like one that I've watched recently that I have been able to really enjoy. So I know it's not impossible. There's definitely sitcoms and comedies and things out there that I would like. It's just, I don't know what they are. Maybe if we sell this, we can get something for the kids so they can play outside. I feel like the weather's getting nice and they should have like outdoor stuff to play on. So, but yeah, it's a weird thing. People don't believe me because they're like one friend too, like we reconnected during the pandemic, and it's, you know, it's only been, I guess, maybe the last little while, like 5 years or something that I'm like this. But he like didn't believe me because like in general, I'm someone that enjoys laughing. I do like to laugh. Is there like why can't I find play equipment or anything? Outdoor. There's gotta be, oh, here we go. Maybe we can get like one of these. There. Okay. That was a lot of money. But I think it will be nice for the kids to be able to play on some play equipment outside. Yeah, see, she's already headed straight for it. She's like, what's this? You like big gaming. What do you like? What do I like? Panther Girl likes NCIS. What's NCIS again? I think you've told me about that before. And CSI and police shows and doctor shows. Not seen that, and I don't really like Terry Crews that much, to be honest. Oh, I don't know too much about Terry Crews, like, outside of that show. I haven't seen him in anything else. Beau's been promoted to starter. Nice. Good job, Beau. You've made it off the bench and into the starting lineup. Some money's coming in, but long practice takes their toll on your mood. It's essential to get your rest and keep your body in prime shape. This is your livelihood, and since you're going to be interviewed more now, work on that charisma skill. See, I knew we had to work on our charisma. He now works from 9 to 3, starting immediately. He brought home 420 and got a bonus of 840. Nice. Good job, Beau. I hope you're happy. I think he needs to work on his body skill. So maybe let's do a little bit of time on the exercise bike. And then I want to watch the kids play out here. You love Bone, CSI, SVU, Only Murders in the Building. Only Murders is very well done. What's Only Murders? I haven't heard of that one. Oh, look at the kids playing. They're so cute. This is a huge structure. Look at how big it is. That's a really, really big play structure. But yeah, I'm glad they have something they can play on outside. I think that's nice for them. You love crime fighting shows, and I also love watching HGTV and Food Network. See, I love HGTV, Food Network, TLC. I know TLC is problematic, but it's also like explores, I feel like, the darker side sometimes of like humanity. And I do enjoy that, I have to say. It's like a little bit my dirty secret. I love me some TLC. Like anything that has to do with like big families. Yeah. So I definitely was like, I did watch the Duggars, like especially, I know that there's been so much stuff that's come out about them, but like I wasn't surprised by it. That's the thing. But I really liked watching the early shows with them. It's a Hulu original show. Oh, see, we don't have Hulu in Canada. Uh-oh, we're losing all our friends. Okay. Hey, Daphne. Okay, you can call, Daphne can call, her friend. Dina's daughter. I think it's Tina. Maybe you can recycle and do a little bit of weeding and bush trimming and stuff like that. You're actually pretty exhausted, so let's take care of your needs. But yeah, I will watch, like, there's a lot of shows, but some of my favorite shows that I've watched is The Last Kingdom is one of them. Last Kingdom is, like, I think one of the best shows ever made. It took me, I had to watch a few episodes before I like really, I think by the third episode is when I kind of really got into it. I remember struggling with the first episode for whatever reason. But by the third, like, you're absolutely hooked. So sometimes, like, for me, it does take me a few episodes to get into a show. But if somebody that I trust has told me I will like it, then I will stick it out. And my sister had told me I would like this show. And so I did just have to push through that first episode. And I love cooking shows. You love food shows? Yeah, me too. The best thing I ever ate. See, I don't know a lot of food shows because I don't have like any food show. Like I don't have the Food Network or anything like that. But I watch what I can on YouTube, and occasionally there's like good food shows on Netflix that I enjoy. There's also some weird food shows on Netflix. I can't remember what one me and my sister watched this summer, but it was weird. We kept watching it, but we were like, this is definitely like very strangely done. All right, let's take off your thinking cap and take care of your knees because they're actually pretty rough. Use the toilet, take a shower, and then get yourself some turkey. No. TLC is the drama mama. Yeah. You hate reality shows with the exception of Gordon Ramsay shows. I do love Gordon Ramsay. Was it, there's an app, it's called Tubi, and I could watch a few seasons of MasterChef on that. MasterChef was one that I really love. If I could find another app that has MasterChef on it, I would enjoy that. I also love 90 Day Fiancé. I think that one is like probably my favorite show. 90 Day Fiancé is a really good one. He was actually your inspiration to start cooking. That's really cool. I didn't know that. You think a Duggar girl who distance... Yeah, Blood, I know which one it is. And I know about the memoir. I don't keep up with the family on social media, but I keep up with them on a subreddit. So I'm always getting the tea from there of what's going on. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that on my sub. And I try not to give them like, oh no, I feel like you need to take care of your needs instead of working out. The exercise bike is a little bit problematic, I feel like, in Sims 2. Like, my Sims are just obsessed with it, and they ignore their needs so that they can work out. Oh, here we go. She's popping. There we go. Quelle surprise. We had no idea this was gonna happen. A subreddit, you were going deep. Yeah, honestly, I think I started following... I started following this subreddit in like around 2015 because I had a feeling that the homeschooling program that the Duggars used for their kids had some very interesting materials in it that I think somehow made their way into the political mainstream in the US. And I noticed that there was a lot of parallels between language that they used and language that was being used in a certain presidential campaign. And I became very interested in this. So I got pretty intense. Like, basically, I pretty much was ready to do a master's in this. Yeah, but anyways, I'm not gonna talk about that on Twitch. But yeah, I did. I got really deep. I like went through all their homeschooling material, and just like also my dad grew up in communism, in communist Slovakia, and just like I learned a lot about how their media worked just from him and his experiences, and their education system worked. And there were some parallels in the language that was being used in this homeschooling program with kind of like the stuff that he grew up with. So me and my dad discussed this in depth. Like we were, anyways, it's very, very interesting. Oh no, the turkey's gone bad. Okay, don't eat that. You're pregnant. We don't want you getting sick. Let's get something else out. Yeah, so do you get Discovery Plus in Canada? Panther Girl, I recently discovered Discovery Plus because my friend has it and watches 90 Day Fiancé and had me over to watch 90 Day Fiancé, and I had never heard of it before. So yes, we do get it, and we can watch 90 Day Fiancé there, so I'm seriously contemplating getting it myself because like I can't really watch it anywhere else because I don't have TLC. So yeah, we do get it. I recently discovered this. Hulu has all the seasons. Too bad Canada doesn't have it. I'm gonna check, Peanut, because we don't have Hulu. We do have Disney Plus in Canada offers, like it has a lot of the license and distribution rights to shows that Hulu in the US has. That's why like Disney Plus in Canada is super, super worth having because all the Hulu shows are on our Disney Plus. So if it's on Hulu in the US, we can usually get it on Disney Plus. With some exceptions, like Grey's Anatomy hasn't quite made it to Disney Plus yet, I don't think. It's supposed to be coming at some point. I think it's in the UK right now, but it hasn't made its way in Canada yet. So, but yeah, if it's on Hulu, there's a chance that we can get it on Disney Plus. So I'll have to check. I need to remember the name of the show though, and I feel like I'm gonna forget. Hive is a new non-controversial version of Twitter. I haven't heard. Oh, I know Hive. I'm on Hive actually. When it first came out, I did create an account, but I haven't really looked at it since I created the account. Jenna's losing enthusiasm in everything because she's spending all her time sleeping because of how pregnant she is. So don't worry, Jenna, it's not your fault. We'll get your enthusiasm up in other things once you have this child. We're just like trying to keep her alive right now, and it's harder than it looks. Maybe you can clean up a little bit. I love a deep dive. I respect that. I still say you would be a great library employee. You know, maybe I will go back to school. You never know. I don't think that there's anything wrong with changing your careers a few times in your life, and I love going to school, so I would not be opposed to going back to school and you know, changing careers at this point in my life. It wouldn't be the first time. I've done a couple of career changes over the years. Okay, are you in bed? Like, why won't you? Oh, because this TV is on. Okay, I see. I see the problem. I understand. My bad, I didn't realize. You come sleep. Okay, I just want everyone in bed. You did make a hive to just reserve your name. A lot of people think Twitter is gonna go down. Yeah, I've been keeping an eye on Twitter. Twitter has been an interesting application. I used to work in digital marketing, and I remember there was a time where we thought it was gonna go down, and we were preparing for it, like with our clients and everything. Like back in like 2014, I think. But Twitter has a pretty strong brand, so I know that there's a lot of things going on right now, and the application is definitely going to change. But I know it's also the #1 platform that politicians use. So we'll see what happens. You only watch Discovery Plus in Canada because the hotel you stay at has cable. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, we can get Discovery Plus. I think if you have Prime, it's like an add-on. I checked. I did make sure like I had access to it too, but I think you need to have Prime to be able to get it here. And it looks like it would be worth it for me, for 90 Day Fiancé, because it has all the seasons on it. I had with Virgin, I was able to get like the existing season of 90 Day Fiancé, but I couldn't see previous versions. Why are they talking about a baby? Don't you two get pregnant too? I feel like it's a little late for that. Why? Bathtub is broken. And why are you shocked to see your wife naked? That shouldn't be shocking. Okay, let's try this again. It's very early and these two are like up and at 'em. I guess that's good. You could get up as well. Maybe turn off this TV and then go use the toilet. I'll let you sleep until you're at max energy. And I'll let the kids sleep in a little bit too. It's a bit early for them to get up. Snack time. We got snack time redemption. Let me pause and do a save. I'm just gonna catch up on chat 2 for a second. Hive, blah, blah, blah. We're all like that, but about different things. You think Twitter? Yeah, for me, I think part of the reason why I'm super into specifically like that whole homeschooled, large family style thing is a little bit because of my past and my father's past. And just like how I learned about politics and stuff growing up. So that's why I find it super interesting. But yeah, we'll wait and see what happens. It's just a wait and see, I think. At home, it's just different streaming platforms. You like Netflix, HBO Max, Hulu, Disney Plus, etc. Yeah, no, it's really interesting. Canada is very different in how we do our video distribution. Amazon Prime Video too. We have all those platforms, but no cable. Yeah, I don't have cable either. You have a cheap internet cable to keep tabs on hurricanes. That's a good idea, Peanut. Apocalypse Twitter has been fascinating. It has been. There's been a lot of memes that have come out about this. It's gonna be laying next to Vine. I miss Vine. Vine was a wild time. I like missed the Vine era. I completely missed Vine when it was happening. I think it was just at an age where I was busy with other things. Yeah, I was kind of the same. I missed the Vine era a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna go grab a snack. I'm not really sure what I have. I feel like I don't have a lot of snacky foods, but let me see if I have something. All right, I got an apple and I got a knife because I don't like to eat the apple not cut up. Ever since I had braces, I haven't gone back to eating like an apple just the regular way. So I will cut myself a little bit of this. I love apples. I love green apples, which I try hard to sort of buy foods that are in season and local, and green apples are not local. So I kind of feel like I'm cheating a little bit because in Ontario, like we do really have a lot of apples. We get a lot of, like, we grow a lot of Macintosh apples specifically. So I really should, I feel like, eat Macintosh apples, but I just love green apples so much. You can't bite into an apple and you prefer it sliced too. Okay, good. I'm glad I'm not the only one. I don't know. My parents kind of like made me feel like I was being a bit of a princess growing up because like I kept wanting to cut up my apples after I got my braces off. They made me feel like I shouldn't like that. So I'm glad that other people like that too. You won't bite into it. It's like hard on your teeth. You do the same thing with corn on the cob. You cut it off. Yeah, see, that's smart because I don't mind biting into corn on the cob. It does get in your teeth, so I always like to floss after. But, oh, he wants to max cleaning as well. We can definitely do that. But I don't like that corn on the cob gets, like, your hands dirty. I really don't like having, like, dirty hands. I'm okay with touching an apple, though. But, like, chips and stuff, I don't like getting that stuff on my hands. All right, you should take a shower. Do you work today? Work at 9. Okay. Well, you're in a pretty good mood. So you work today. You work at 8. Okay, let's get you up. Use the toilet. You can come use this bathroom. Can you come make the bed? Oh my gosh, green apples are so good. I love them so much. But yeah. Hi, sweetie. I don't have a lot of... Oh, does she have the day off because she's pregnant? And this must be his carpool. Yeah. He's got to be close to the top. I think he gets taken in a helicopter when he's maxed his career. So yeah, he's got to be getting close. Oh yeah, you can practice chess. Okay, so she doesn't actually work. Maybe you can eat something. What's she off to do? Relax. Oh, these two were off to woohoo, I think. Yes, I was born and raised in Canada. I'm first generation on my dad's side. He came to Canada in his late teens with his parents and his sister. Did he go to high school? I think he did do like, he was just finishing high school. We finished high school in Canada. And then my mom is first gen on her mom's side because my grandma was born and raised in Manchester, England. And she actually her and my grandpa didn't meet until she was like, they didn't get married until I think she was like early 30s. So, which was like old for the times. So she came to Canada to marry my grandfather, but my grandfather had been like, he was French Canadian, born and raised, and his family had been here for a little while, so. But yes, I was born and raised in Canada. What about you, Peanut? Born and raised you're in the US? But yeah, it's very interesting to grow up with parents that kind of have like varied backgrounds without getting political. I actually can't talk about that stuff because of my job. I, as a public servant, am not allowed to talk about this stuff publicly. So I actually cannot comment on that or else I could lose my job. I can privately talk about it, but I can't do it on a public platform like Twitch. No worries, you didn't know. There's no way to know. I actually didn't know that until, I didn't know it for the first couple of years. Until I went to a seminar that taught me about like my responsibilities because an election was coming up. And I didn't realize that I could literally lose my job. But you don't need to apologize. So I just have to be very vigilant to make sure that I don't accidentally say something that could cause me to lose my job. So, but yeah. I'm not supposed to sway anybody else with how to vote, basically, is what I have to be mindful of. So I'm allowed to like privately discuss specific policies or whatever, but like on a public platform, I can't like discuss specifically like leadership or anything like that. That's why like I don't have a public Instagram. I keep it private because I tend to express more of my, like anything that could be seen as a political opinion. I usually put it on Instagram because it's private. So, because I do like to participate in different kinds of like community action and stuff like that. So, Blood, when I did AmeriCorps service, I had basically the same rules. Yeah, it's, I think for a long time, I think the rules have always existed, but it was like a number of years ago where it was a really big deal because somebody actually did lose their job. And even like protests, like our workplace does like to, you know, encourage us to attend like protests or rallies or things for causes that we believe in, but we do have to be careful when we attend them. Because if like, depending on how we participate, like we can lose our jobs. So it's really intense. And I can't discuss politics at work for a number of reasons, but one being that we are at a polling location. Yeah, so this was all new to me. Like when I worked in nonprofit, as an organization, we always had to be mindful that we could lose our charity status if we were openly political. Like if we took a political side on an issue, we had to be politically neutral. But it wasn't as intense, and personally, I could still do like whatever I wanted. Like it was just like the organization. As an organization, we couldn't like, we had to just like be mindful of that always. Because we had like local politicians would come to our events and support causes, but there were certain things that we had to be aware of, like even around that, and like just who we could let like speak. Like we had to just make sure that we were being fair with like who was speaking at our events and stuff like that. So I thought like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. But you know, it's like, it's definitely work to think like that. And then when I actually started this job, like working in government, and I learned about the rules there, they're much more intense about it. So, but it makes sense, you know, I don't want to unfairly sway anyone's opinion because of the work that I do. So, is Canada a two-party system? No. So in Canada, we have, first of all, our entire government works a little bit differently. So our vote, like in the US, I think you vote for a party and a leader. In Canada, you just vote for the party, and then the leader of the party becomes your prime minister. So it's a little bit different here. And we've only historically had two political parties that have won leadership of the country, but we have 5 political parties that manage to usually get like seats in government. And at one point, one of the smaller parties did actually overtake one of the 2 major political parties in seats in parliament. So they were able to actually like have more sway voting on policy than one of the 2 major political parties. So it's not impossible to vote for one of the alternative parties and still have like a big say in what happens in the country. It's interesting. It's not like one or the other. It's not as bipartisan as the US, I would say, in general. So, but yeah. And then very, very interesting, there's also one party that is sort of specific to one province. And their goal is not, I don't think, necessarily to become the leader of the country, but they like to have a certain percentage of seats so that they can keep a certain demographics interests in mind, like in policy and stuff. So here you register for a party and you can vote in the primaries of your party, and then you can vote for whoever in the general election, even outside of the party. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, see, I don't know exactly how everything works in the US. It's definitely very different. I know that for sure. This is coworker selling ballet ticket. We can accept the price or ask for a discount. Beau's a nice guy. He would just accept the price. Oh, I think I missed the chance card. That's okay. You have 2 political parties, a Green Party, and 3 branches of government, which have state seats, which are voted state by state, and the majority of the party runs the branches and the president has the other. Okay, yeah, I don't know if I really understand. I'd probably have to like look at a drawing of it, but so you do have a Green Party. That's interesting. So you do have a third party. Is that like, so I know your 2 major parties are Republican and Democratic, but you also have a Green Party? It makes sense if you live here. Yeah. It's interesting, like, because I think like depending on how how people vote and stuff. Like your president. Oh, we need to switch families. It's like 12 o'clock. All right, let's save. Actually, let's just keep playing this day because we're going to probably end soon. But let's see if Darren gets his promotion today. Those are the most well-known parties. But there are many others. But Democratic and Republican are dominant and is very binary. Yeah. They just don't get elected often. But she's trimming the bushes. Yeah, you actually have to like maintain your garden in The Sims. And your bushes can die and stuff if you don't take care of them. So you actually have to like maintain your gardens in Sims 2. So, and pull weeds and everything. Okay, she's lounging, but let's make sure that we take care of these needs before things get out of hand. So yeah, here we've got, in the past, like the two parties that have been in power, we have the Liberals and the Conservatives. But we also have the Green Party, which gets a number of seats. Like they're starting to gain a little bit more momentum. NDP, which has done quite well in some elections. And then we also have the Bloc Québécois, who usually get a number of seats. So yeah, there's a few parties. But it's typically been the Liberals or the Conservatives that have been in power or had like leadership. But also it depends if they're a majority or a minority government. That can make a really big difference in what they're able to accomplish during their term. But yeah, a prime minister, because they will automatically have the backing of the government, it's a little bit different because in the US, I think it's possible, this is my understanding, I think it's possible to have a president who doesn't necessarily have the majority government for their party. So a president doesn't necessarily have that much power always, is my understanding. I don't know if that makes sense. You've never seen them trim bushes? Yeah, you can trim bushes in Sims. It's really cool. Do you become like in charge of all provinces, or is it like one province? Because we also have governors, mayors. Yeah, so we have something similar. We have a premier who is the leader of your province. So you vote for your premier in a separate election, and then you have municipal elections, which is like your local government. The local government is not like a party system. So you typically just like vote for your local city councilor based on, you know, if they're going to do things for the city that you agree with. But they don't have parties, but at the provincial level, they have parties. So, and then different budgets and things are managed at different levels of government. So our healthcare system is actually managed at the provincial level, which is why healthcare works differently in Ontario than, for example, it works in Quebec. So it's different. This is like a civics and careers lesson. Which is also why, we had a bunch of people that were protesting mandates, and they came to protest the federal government, but the mandates were actually regulated at the provincial level, so it didn't really make any sense. It was very confusing. Your president can be one party, but the majority party in the Senate and or representative can be the opposing party. I think that's what you're alluding to. Yes, that's what I was trying to say. Yeah, see, that to me, when I learned that, I was very shocked that, because then your president really like is running like on their own. They're like a lone wolf. They have a certain amount of power, but need permission from Congress for certain things, and it has to pass through all three branches to be made law. Yeah, we have something similar. Like we have a Senate that has to vote. The Senate is, I think, appointed. I don't actually know 100%. Like, I think because I tried to learn US politics a few years ago, and I lost a little bit of my knowledge of Canadian, like beyond our seats in government. I can't remember now, like our Senate, how that works or anything, but I think like Senate is like they're appointed, and I think it's lifelong, but I don't really remember. The checks and balances. Yeah, exactly. president can veto, which means a constitutional right to reject a decision or proposal made by a lawmaking body. Interesting. Judicial, executives, and legislative. Yeah, see, that makes sense. I think it might be similar to what we have. But I also think that for us, it's like, it has to be really extreme that the other levels of government would shoot something down, I think. Congratulations, Darren has just fulfilled a lifetime want. Yes, we did it. This is what I've been wanting to achieve. Now he wants to become a cult leader. You worked hard and now you've reached the top of the oceanography career track. Congratulations. Darren has been promoted to Hand of Poseidon. Well, there's this pantheon of deities in ancient Greek culture. And while one of the original three, well, not actually the very original, but the most well-known of the three, split up the world into 3 sections. Poseidon took the seas, but the seas are really big. So even though he's a divine being, he could still really use some help, a right-hand sim, if you will. Now all that's left to do is find that local Trident store, hope the big guy doesn't ask you to deliver any plagues, and avoid payment in actual clams. Darren now works from 8 a.m. to 3. He brought home 3,176 and got a bonus of 6,352 simoleons. Good job, Darren. Well done. He has accomplished his lifetime wish, which makes me really happy. I was really hoping to get this done so that he can now go and retire and enjoy his retirement. So we will do that for him. All your saves can slowly become cult gameplay. Yeah. Yeah, I love a good cult. Retire from job. All right. Good job, Darren. Yay. I'm really glad that we managed to do that with him. I was a little bit worried that we might not be able to. I kind of wish we'd gone to work one day because I think he would have gone to work in a helicopter, but I feel like he's really earned taking a bit of time to just like relax and enjoy his remaining days. Now, you never get told how much time they have left. He's still got quite a bit of his seniorhood left, or his elderhood, I should say. But, you know, I want him to be able to enjoy it to the fullest. He's still got kids in school, so he can spend some time with them. He's got some grandkids on the way, so maybe he can take a little bit more time to visit them. Stuff like that. I think that will be nice for him. This looks funny. Two buses back to back. Yay for the money. Yes, we also definitely got back all that money we were fined last time. My bad for allowing my sim to do illegal activities. So yeah. But yeah, it's very, very interesting. I did try to learn the US political system a few years ago now, because I knew it was different, but I didn't really realize how different it was. And I know there was a lot of stuff about like the electoral college and stuff, which I just had no idea about. So that was very interesting, and I wanted to learn a bit about that too. I don't think that we really have something the equivalent of that here. Aw, they're playing together. They're so cute, these two. I'm glad that they play together a lot. I think it's very sweet. You can put them in a bathroom now. Yes, I do think that they deserve a bathroom. I don't know where we're gonna put it. I guess I could move this window and maybe build a bathroom here. I think that's what I'll do. All right. Let's add on a bathroom. Here we go. Maybe we will paint the walls inside. I think that could be nice for them. Get it some tile for the bathroom. I'll move this window. I'll put it there. Okay. And then for the floors, we'll get some tile as well. Hi, sweetie. Can you hear her crying? A group of friends and you like to predict electoral college outcomes for every presidential election, like filling out an empty map with number of electoral votes and where they are going. Been doing it since Bush Gore started young. Wow. That's really interesting. I'll bet you that yeah, if I lived in the US, I feel like that would be an activity I would definitely partake in because that stuff is very, very interesting. And it really does affect a lot. So it's very, very important for sure. All right, we'll put that there. And let's put some bathrooms in. A bathroom in. This one's bathroom. Okay. How should we? This is actually a pretty big bathroom, so we could fit a double vanity in here, maybe. Let's try for that. All right. Oh. Okay. We've got our double vanity, which makes me happy. We need some mirrors. Does this come in like a plainer color? Here we go. And we can put some nice flowers. I think we already have these flowers somewhere. Let's see if I can find different ones. What's this? The present? Oh, that's because I got these this Christmas CC. I think that's a Christmas ornament as well. I would like a plant. Or I guess we could put candles. Candles are nice. All right, we'll put some candles in. And then here is where we will put the toilet and bathtub situation. There we go. And I need a toilet. Guess we'll do this one. There we go. We'll need a light in here of some kind. Here we go. Nice traditional light. And then I need to put a roof on. Right, we've got a very ordinary roof. Maybe we can do something like this. Oh. That's my kitty alarm, which means we will probably end things after this. But I just want to maybe make this roof angle a little bit lower. Look, she knows. She knows that. She knows when I am talking about the cat. What if it's like... No, that's not at all what we want. Hang on. I think I messed it up. Yeah, I do want it like this. But I want this to meet. So... Or if I put it at a lower angle, it might work. Nope. Nope. Does not work. Oh my god. Let's see if I can do it. That's not the right roof. It's this one, this one. Your map was 100% correct in 2012. Very proud, honestly. That's really amazing. I'm impressed. Although I'm not surprised. I feel like if you have a good sense of a party's goals, I could see that you could definitely work that out. Oopsies. That was not the roof I wanted. I want this one. Try and do it this way instead. And then hopefully if we do this one lower. I mean... I think if I can manage to pull that all the way this way without the roof turning, it might work. It could work. The question though is if I can do that. It's honestly easier said than done. It might have worked. Okay, well there's this, but this is very beautiful. What happens if I even just like do this a little bit higher? Yeah, see then that side goes long. I feel like for Sims 2, this is actually pretty decent. What if I put them both up to like 25? No, we're always gonna have this little bit, aren't we? There's one more thing we could try. Like, what if we do this one? Oh, hang on. I might undo this, but what if we do this roof? And we try it at the same angle. Oh, that's the exact same roof. Okay, hang on. What if we do this roof? Oh, wait. I'm confused. Do I keep doing the same roof? I thought that there was 2 options. Okay, you know what? This is fine. This is fine. Can we put like a chimney in? We could put like a little chimney in. No one would be the wiser. You know? I think for chimneys, you actually have to put a fireplace in, if I remember, in Sims 2. And it would need to be like here. Give us a chimney. Yeah. Yeah, you literally need to put the fireplace in to get a chimney. Okay. Is there some other roof ornament I can use? Hide this. Doesn't like... Who is it? James Turner. Doesn't he do like Sims 2 builds? Who does a Sims 2 build? Maybe I need to find someone and watch some tutorials to help me with roofing. I know they're out there. I gotta find them. I think this is as good as we're gonna get. I could put this thing on the roof. I don't know what it is though. What is it? Aspiring spire by architectural elements. Reaching towards the sky. Winter, spring, summer, and fall. Forever grounded. Okay. I don't know what that means. Somebody give me like a little roof ornament of some kind. Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna get one. But I think it's fine. We just will only look at it from this angle, and that will be fine. I could put maybe another window in. I feel like they really don't have a lot of windows. There. There we go. Maybe we can even put a second one in. And I'll give them some currents as well. We've got so much money. Of course, if I spend it like this, we won't have much money for much longer. But for now, I will put in some currents. You wonder if I would stick to time without Omega here to enforce it. Omega's always, yeah. Omega's really, that's one of the best things. She's always making sure, even like, sometimes I'll text her like, oh, you know, I have a headache today and I'm a little worried about if I should go online. And she's always like, you know, don't stream if you're not feeling well. Often I do. I'm like, no, I want to see everyone. I don't want to miss a stream. But she's always trying to like make sure. I'm like, I'll just do shorter this time. And then she's like, remember you said you were gonna do a shorter stream. So she's really good at looking out for me and making sure that I'm sticking to my own promises to myself. Your husband was working on his computer to see why it won't come on, and he unplugged the Wi-Fi. Oh, no worries. We've just been, we jumped into Sims 2 because we couldn't figure out our crybaby whims. And I do have a plan. I have a couple of things that I can do. Wonder how hard roofing will be in Sims 5. I'm hoping that they're only going to make these tools easier and more intuitive. Like, the jump from Sims 1 to Sims 2 was huge. I remember like watching the video for Sims 2 and seeing the part, I always remember this, where the Sims fingers come apart. So this was like a big jump to come to this game. And obviously, like, some of the stuff was very similar to Sims 1. But in terms of the animation and the detail and the interaction between Sims and the dynamics and stuff like this, like the kids playing and everything, like this was all like a huge jump. So I feel like with all these changes that they made and then making Sims 3 open world, like the build buy stuff, I think they really focused on in Sims 4, and they made it a lot easier and a lot more intuitive. There is an auto roofing tool. If I actually put the roof up, let's see what the auto roofing does. I can always undo it if we don't like it. But there is, I used to always use this when I built houses. I never tried to do a roof on my own. Oh, maybe I need to like delete the roof for the auto roof to work. Oh, right. You have to pick which one. So you can do that. See, it did a okay job. You can do that, or this. Actually, I might do this. Let me go back to what it was before. See if okay, let's see. Can I find this wallpaper? I might actually do that. Okay, it's this one. It's like a stone one. Yeah. So they're using like this wallpaper. Maybe I'll just do the auto roof. That actually wasn't bad. Should I have just done this all along? I kind of like this roof line, actually. I think oh no, that looks a little weird. Wait, but maybe I can copy it on here. This one will be easy enough to copy. Okay, let's do something like that. I can do that. And then it will look more like the house too. Okay. So it's just this roof. It's just I need to make sure that I make it go the right way. So and then I need a piece that goes the other way. Oh, see, this is the challenge. Is making sure that you get the roof piece to go in the direction that you want it to go in. Oh no, I messed it up. Let me go from above. This is making me so focused. Sims 3 had auto roofing as well. I don't know Sims 3 as much. I don't think I've ever built in Sims 3, to be honest. Sims 3 had like a lot of world for you to explore and a lot of gameplay for you to explore. So I definitely like the few times that I've played, it's always been focused on gameplay. And especially like Sims 3 has a lot of personality. And so what I really loved to do, I used to love to create like a bunch of people in real life and just put them all in different houses as roommates. And then I would just like jump between the houses to see like who dated who. It was basically like I created my own reality show. I think that's the best way to play Sims 3. This is harder than I thought it was going to be. I just need one more tile of roof to finish this. I just need one more tile. The focus. Okay. Oh my gosh. This is hard. Oh my gosh, I almost had it. I almost had it. Can't support the weight. Too mean. What do you mean? What if I put pillars? This is a lot more intense than I thought we were gonna get. I was like, I'll just quickly do a bathroom extension. I'm cheating. All right, where's my roof tool? Oh, that's garage. There we go. I'm pretty sure that we can do it. No, why won't it go the right way? My gosh, you're kidding me. You're kidding me. You can do it. I did something, but not the right thing. Maybe we're just too close to the edge of the lot. Okay, can we live with it like this? You probably can, and I'm the only one that's going to be bothered by it. But I do think this is better than what we had before. All right. All right, Sims 2 roofing, you win this time. You win this time. What is it, princess? Why are you crying? Why are you crying? Oh, yeah. It is insulin time. Yes, I accept this. Yeah, you're all probably like, we're really okay. Like, please just get on with it. I don't know how long I struggled with that roof, but it was probably at least 15 minutes. Okay, well, my friends, I do think this is where we're going to end things today. So thank you so much for your patience. Getting us through not only everything that happened with us Sims 4 today, rest in peace, but coming to play Sims 2 with me, We accomplished Darren's lifetime aspiration, which is really great. The only thing that is left is Brandy's lifetime aspiration. And for her, it's to have 6 grandkids. So we are working towards that. She does have 1. Angela and Dustin have their adopted baby. And we have another one on the way because Jenna is pregnant. So we will keep working towards that. We did play an extra day with this family, but I think that's okay. Because we did manage to allow Darren to retire. And this will be nice because then we can invite him over in other households and he can visit his other grandkids and stuff like that. But I'm not entirely sure what we will do next time. We might jump in with Dawn and Dina because I'm pretty sure technically like it's their turn next. And we would be starting off fresh. And I do like to have like a lot of time to focus with them because it really is a grind to get those woohoos done. So I think that's what we'll do next time with them. But for now, I will say goodnight. Thank you everyone for hanging out.